Hello, this is Chad Payne with Lens Software. In this video we're going to take a fresh look at the custom profile feature of the profile indicator, sometimes called MicroComposite profiles, but the ability to click on a button, drag a rectangle around any group of bars and get a volume profile of the data within those group of bars. And once you've dropped it down, you can move it around. You can include more bars, you can include less bars, you can drop down multiple profiles, custom profiles on the same chart, as many as you like. So we're going to take a look at that and take a look at some of the new functionality available to custom profiles. So taking a step back, there's a button, the fourth button from the bottom on the multi-pane chart toolbar. That's the profile indicator button, the drawing tool for the profile indicator. If you click on that, your cursor will change to a rectangle, and you can drag a rectangle around any group of bars and you'll get a volume profile for that group of bars. And at that point you can mouse down on the rectangle around the profile indicator and drag it to a different bar, and it'll include that new range of bars. Or you can double click on the rectangle that surrounds the profile indicator, and there are a variety of options, obviously probably 50 or 60 different options within the profile indicator. So you'll change your colors, you may want to change the drawing style to volume shading. So you'll spend some time in here customizing the profile indicator the way you like. Maybe you change the color, maybe you want this gold. You can change the colors of your value areas and point of control. You can choose to extend the naked point of control if you wish, and then the point of control will extend past the profile until it's touched by a future bar after the dotted rectangle, after the period that the profile profiles. So as I drag this around, you'll see that point of control extends until it touches a future price. You can also turn on high volume nodes and low volume nodes. When you do that, you'll see they'll appear in the look ahead space you have to the right, in the right margin essentially. You can choose to extend the lines, and then they'll extend, the value area and point of control lines will extend all the way to the right margin. You can label those lines by checking the labels checkbox, and that'll also label the high and low and the volume of the profile up here. You can right align the profile if you prefer it on the right. Another interesting option is you can uncheck overlay bars, and it'll actually draw on the right or left depending on this checkbox, but it'll still leave that dotted rectangle around the period it's profiling, but it'll move itself over to the left or the right edge of your screen and get it off the center of your chart. Let me check that again. You can scroll down. There are more options. You can filter by price. Maybe you want it only to profile from 1865 up, then it'll take this data down here out of the equation. So you can filter by price. You can add an info box which has all kind of great information that you can extract from the profile: the beginning, end date, the closing price, the delta, the kurtosis, skew, range, point of control. So you see it down here. You can just choose these, and each letter stands for a different item of data, and they'll just stack themselves on the top or the bottom depending on the location of the profile within the chart. You can actually turn those off and on with the plus key. I'm just going to hit the plus key on the keyboard, and it toggles the info box off and on. So you can turn that on and then turn it off easily just by using the plus key. So you spent some time making this custom profile just like you like it. Couple options you can take now. You can choose presets, make default, and when I do that, when I use my button on my chart toolbar, it's going to use those settings, those colors, all the settings that we just looked at are now my default settings, and that's what that button would use. Now you can also go in here, and maybe I want to change this color to green. You may change some other options here, and now I can right click on this dotted rectangle and choose add button. I like to move my button, so I'll right click on it and choose move button. Let me get this up where you can see. Move button to new pane. I like to put my buttons up here in a button pane. And now you can right click on this and edit it and give it whatever name. We'll call this, just for now, green profile. Green profile. Okay, so what happens is I'm gonna click on this, and now I can drag a profile, and I get these settings. Now I could, maybe I want now one thing I want to do here. Let me go into these settings and change them to maybe blue profile, and add the balance area or something like that. And now I can right click on this one and again do add profile button. I can customize this one. I'll just call it blue profile. And now I can click on this button and get my blue profile, and this button gives me my green profile. And if you want to delete a profile, one of these custom profiles, simply click on the dotted rectangle and hit the delete key. Or I can just double click in the chart, and then if I want to get rid of all of them, I'll just click on that one, shift click on the bottom one, and hit delete, and they're all gone. And now again, you can use your buttons to bring them back. So it's that easy. Once they're down, you can drag them around. You can drag the start or the end. So if you're dragging closest to the end, it's going to drag the end point. If you drag closest to the start, it's going to drag the start point. Looking at the filtered prices again, if you turn this option on to filter by price, then you're actually going to be able to drag the vertical component as well. So you can see it's leaving out prices, and that doesn't happen when you have that option unchecked. It's actually going to grab the high and the low of the complete range of the bars you've selected. But if you do check filter by price, it will honor that, and the high and the low of the position you drag to will be honored. So I can uncheck that and it'll turn that on, and it'll again grab the high and the low automatically of that range of bars. So I hope this video on custom profiles or micro composite profiles was helpful. If you have any questions, email support@lensoft.com.